What's up, everyone? Oh my God, is the end approaching for Harley, man? We got to talk about this. I just looked at their sales numbers and I was like, there is no way it's that bad right now. But if you look at the dealership closings or them combining ownerships and stuff, you can see it's getting pretty freaking bad out there for them. You know, we got some sales numbers for the end of 2025, and global retail sales have fallen 12%. And let's not forget, man, this ain't like the COVID era or something, so they can't throw that at you. I know a story coming up with China Doll. She's going to be talking about Harley Davidson got rid of the homecoming. Now they're going back to every 5 years on that. It's just a concerning trend that you're starting to see with them. You know, we did a story about them blaming tariffs and crap like that. But I think there's something more deep down that's going on with them. So let's talk about the 2025 sales and performance. And again, the full 2025, the retail dropped 12%. They only sold 132,535 units. Not good at all. You got a lot of inventory sitting at these dealerships right now. So that is concerning. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be bringing in China. I love that damn thing. What's up, China?
Hello.
Yeah, that's about what I feel when she wakes me up every morning. If you didn't hear that.
That's rude.
So I'm looking at these numbers, and that's a big drop with bike sales. Now, their losses in quarter four of 2025, $279 million. That is huge.
That is huge.
You would have never thought that you'd ever see those kind of numbers coming out of Harley.
Now, what were the numbers during? Okay, since you brought it up, what were the numbers during COVID?
The numbers during COVID, they actually see, since I think it was 2012 or whatever, they were on the upswing, and then COVID came, they leveled off, and ever since COVID, man, they just been it's free fall for them. That's incredible. It's, man.
I don't think Frank likes it better with the studio thing.
You're probably on the phone one, because when we do this multi stream with vertical and horizontal, you got to pick the horizontal one, and it looks like you're on the vertical one, Frank. And Yo Mama House, man, you can buy a nice truck for what they want for a bike. You know, I could argue about that one right there, man, because you're looking at trucks that are in the 100,000s. But I almost, you know what, I actually did. I almost crapped my pants when Professional Monkey came on with, he just bought a new CVO. It was like for $40,000. I was like, you're freaking crazy, man. There ain't no way. But I guess if you got the money to burn, you know, you're going to do what you're going to do. But everything's through the roof. But I can't think Harley can blame freaking tariffs on this one. Because with the tariffs, you're looking at, if you build in America, you don't have to the pay to stuff. But I guess tariffs overseas if they want to sell into those markets. But one thing that you noticed last year, because you work with the public, is the lack of bikes that were coming through. They were mostly sports bikes now, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I mean,
What's up, Fumes? Hardwire?
I so noticed the fact that less and less bikes are on the floor when we went into the Harley Davidson dealership near us. I think they only had maybe 10 bikes on the floor when they used to carry like triple that.
And Kegel's is one of the oldest dealerships, and it's mostly a clothes store now with an eatery there.
Yeah, they've got the restaurant in there. They've got mainly parts and a tire. And it's like, come on. What happened to all the bikes?
Well,
And they
that's
don't even
true.
give you much of an option.
Now,
When we went the last time, it was all new bikes. I didn't even see used ones.
with their revenue decline, their total revenue fell 14%, $4.47 billion. But that $279 million loss is crazy. And they also are, I think they sold off, or they're trying to sell off Eaglemark, the finance company, which good riddance. See you later. You know, Eagle Man is more of a loan shark in operation than anything else.
Yeah, that place it'll, I guess you could say it'll give a loan to anyone,
Yeah.
whether you can afford it or not.
And basically what happens is these dealerships, they make a percentage of the interest on the finance. So, you know, if they give you 10%, it's actually an 8% loan. They get 2%. But most of the times, for most of the people, it's 29% and above. And you wonder why you can't afford it.
Yeah. And then and then they go to want to repo it, but that takes about 6 months.
Yeah. They don't got enough repo guys out there to get the bikes.
Yeah, how sad is that?
It's just amazing the fall, because what they have depended on for all these years, and I think it has to do with their model line. They never change anything up. And
No, they
when
all
they
look the same.
do, go ahead.
I said they all look the same from like 10 years ago.
Well,
There's
that's true.
it's like they don't upgrade and
No, they don't.
They got to change the look of the models.
Well, they have to change the look of the models, but they have to start saying, okay, we got to keep our core, but at the same time, these kids, it's not like the 90s. It's not like the 80s. These kids are into sports bikes. What is so hard about designing a damn sports bike, slapping your logo on it? You did it for the Pan America. You got into the adventure stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That could really help out right there, unless you think a freaking rocket is worth $30,000.
Yeah, but if they went and made something like that, like you just said, the pricing is going to be outrageous. You might as well just go get a katana or a ninja.
Yeah, one that's proven in that sector of bikes. Now, they're blaming it on here. Tariffs and the macro environment. The sales slump is heavily driven by the volatile market. Increased punishing tariffs, which I'm not buying that one. The cost mismatch. The company is struggling with high manufacturing costs that are not aligned with the lower sales. Now, up in Tomahawk, there's a plan up there. They're already talking about laying people off.
Yeah, which is terrible because in Tomahawk, majority of the people there, what do they depend on? That plant.
That plant is huge to the economy up there.
It's the biggest thing that they have in that area. It's
and
like
if
the only
those that don't know Tomahawk, It's very rural out there.
It's a beautiful area. I mean, that's why they have Tomahawk Fall Ride. That's like mainly the other thing that brings in income every year is the fall ride. That's like another major source of income. But you know, if they start laying off people from that plant, there's going to be a lot of people in that town out of work. They
One
depend
thing
on that.
that you're going to talk about now, and we'll get more into the sales figures, where Harley is hurting is when they say no more homecomings. It's only going to be every 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that shocked the hell out of me because that's nothing but a money printing machine.
Yeah.
And now they're getting rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Milwaukee Harley Davidson, yeah, they're the ones that are switching their gears. I mean, as of right now, what we know is after hosting annual homecoming celebrations for the last 3 years, every year, the Milwaukee-based motorcycle maker announced Tuesday that they are doing away with the yearly fests and returning to the long-standing 5-year milestone events. So their next celebration isn't going to be this year. It's going to be in 2028.
So they're postponing it to 2028 now?
Yeah. Because they usually do it the past couple of years. They've been doing it every July. But they have decided that it's a lot better for them to do it every 5 years. I mean, because come on, this place has the annual events. We're doing concerts, rides, parties, at the dealership across the region. And now going to every 5 years, I don't know. I think they should have kept it at every year.
Now, Bryant says, why are a lot of plants closing? I don't know what kind of plants you're talking about. I know the steel plants are up and going again. I know a lot of the automotive plants are up and going again. It just depends on the sector, what's going on. But there's a lot of roaring coming back with steel, a lot of coals coming back. And that's because of the tariffs, man. You got to remember, a lot of our businesses went under with that deal they made in the 90s, where, hey, it's going to be free and open trade. Next thing you know, all the plants are going down to Mexico or Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And with the tariffs, if you look at the Canadians, they'll tariff the hell out of us when it comes to simple things like milk, but we're not supposed to hit them back. See, that's where I disagree when people don't understand the tariff system. Just like China, they don't want nobody to, export to them. They'll charge the hell out of us. But then we're the bad guy because we say, hey, no, this ain't happening. Steel, Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania was all made on steel, man. And then they started going under and under and under because all the steel was made over in Japan. NAFTA and the CAFT, you're right, Hardwire. We got the shaft on NAFTA. Go ahead.
Well, Steve, they actually didn't give an exact reason on why they're switching back to the 5 years. They did say that in the past 3 years that the attendance did slightly decline a little bit. So they think that if they go back to doing it every 5 years, people would be able to save their money for it and more people will attend. Because
man. People's house payments is cheaper than a Harley payment.
That's true.
People riding around with $1,000 freaking payment on their bikes, and it's like, man, how the hell you do it for that? Go get a used one, man. You got all these rubs out there that buy these bikes, ride them for summer to look cool, and then put them on marketplace. You to get them for $4,000 or $5,000 right now with low ass miles on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they say the attendance is down
in the past 3 years because they've been doing it every year for the past 3 years. Prior to that, they were doing it every 5 years. But for the past 3 years, since they've been doing it every year, the attendance did slightly decline. Because when they did it every 5 years, they said, well, people were able to save more money to attend. So I think personally, even though they're not coming right out and saying it, it's because the attendance declined. And that's why they're going back to the every 5 years.
Yeah, maybe they should leave Milwaukee. That's cesspool.
And I do agree. A lot of their riders might not be riding in 5 years, but this is what they're choosing to do. Go back to what they did in the beginning and every 5 years instead of every year.
Well, you know what? That's right, sick. Baby boomers ain't getting any younger. Generation X, my generation is starting to get aged. And that's where the problem becomes, where they don't want to diversify their models. They don't want to get into sports bikes, and they're paying for it now. Well, I don't know who's advising them on this supposed board, but give me a break. You can't see it. It's right in front of you.
I mean, if you think about it, it's technically only going to be 2 years because it's 2028, July of 2028, and it is 2026. So you're going to have 2 years to save up to go to it. I guess they're doing some kind of collaboration with Summerfest that goes on in Wisconsin, and they're going to have some things at the Summerfest. Nothing, I guess, is in stone yet, but that is something that they're talking about. So I don't know. Check it out.
If you look at it, this started with the new CEO. They purposely brought him in to cut all the cost, cut off all the labor. I guarantee they're probably looking to sell, man, because that's what happens when a guy like that comes in and your sales are slumping and your dealerships. Holy cow, man. How many that are decades old that are closing right now?
Right.
But
I mean, every time you turn around, there's another dealership closing, and it's sad because it shouldn't be like that. Unfortunately, with the options that you have when you go into the dealership, not to mention the prices that they have, on their bikes when you walk in there, that's detouring a lot of people from purchasing.
I don't know, Mama's House, man. I don't know if this CEO is the right pick. He's a former golf executive, and I think they brought him in to cut costs and to start thinning the herd, so it's more valuable of a purchase for somebody that wants to buy the company. Look at what Indian's going through right now, man. They got that freaking, they're destined probably to get freaking broken up and go. See, that's why I would get freaking scared to buy an Indian, because they went through so many hands all these years. No damn way.
Yeah, but you got to look at the big picture with Indian. I mean, Indian celebrates its 125th anniversary.
Yeah, but at the same time with Indian, they haven't been under the same ownership for all that time.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. It's changed hands numerous times. They claim that Indians changed hands about as often as playing the game hot potato.
Well, they're right about that.
I mean, it's true. It's true.
The staying power that Harley had was because its iconic status of, made of in America. It was that rebel spirit. And that kind of marketing ain't working anymore.
No. Well, one of the things that Indian, because I read this fabulous article about Indian motorcycles because of the 125th anniversary, they're actually changing the paint on some of the bikes.
Well, let's not lie, man. Harley has some good paint schemes. Hopefully, Indian will follow up on that.
Well,
Fumes, I don't know. I've seen that meme where they said Harley has around 80,000 bikes rotting away, sitting around because sales were high during COVID. They took them, and you know what? They actually did take a gamble and mass produced. But I've seen that meme. I don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, it's enough to make you want to buy a no old Bonneville. I'm telling you,
hey, there was nothing wrong with the Bonnie.
nothing. Except I had to kick my ass on that bike. Oh my God, the kickstart. I'd have a freaking heart attack right now trying to kick that thing. I would. I'd die.
I would get such a good laugh watching you kickstart that thing.
I'd probably bust my kneecap or something.
Only thing I hated about that bike was that bar in the back, right at my tailbone. That was every bump, land on it. That was
Road
terrible.
Rage says Harley needs to drag the person that keeps not approving designs that we want to see and get told. We're not actually going to build it. Looking at you, Bronx.
Leave it to Road Rage.
You gotta admit, man, with that, man. And you're right, Steve. The 125th anniversary, but it wasn't consecutive years with Indian. And it would be a real crime if Harley is led down the line that Indian's going through right now. Because you know what they're going to do is sell pieces of Indian just to make their money.
Well, with Indian, what they're planning on doing for their 125th anniversary is 4 specific bikes are going to be getting spectacular hand-painted paint jobs done. So
that's actually a freaking lost art is pinstriping. I remember pinstriping used to be unbelievable.
Well, the Chief Vintage, the Scout Bobber, the Challenger, and the Roadmaster, all 4 get their own little unique touches, but the formula is similar throughout the line. Red paint with black accents, 125th anniversary badging, and a custom seat. The paint is going to be all hand applied and better looking than any press shots could ever possibly display.
So they're trying to compete with the CVO right there, right? Road Rage? Trying to start your old panhead shop would probably be what they put my death certificate on. Us old guys, man, it stinks now. It really does. And what's cool about some of the young ones, I have to admit, that some of the old style choppers are starting to come back. They're starting to build their own.
But with the Indian, they actually put the prices of these 4 bikes on here.
Let me guess. Let's give an arm, a leg, and a kidney.
Well, they said the top paying one would be the Roadmaster, which is going to be $44,000.
How much?
$44,000 for the Roadmaster.
Jesus.
Yes. The Challenger is going to be $42,000. The Chief Vintage is going to be $25,000. And the Scout Bobber is going to be $17,500.
$17,500 for something that's basically a Sportster.
Yes. Yes.
If somebody gets dragged into that kind of pricing, something's wrong with you. Go get your head examined. Go get a shrink.
So, I mean, if you're going to like upgrade your bikes and do hand painted techniques on it, why don't you lower the price so people can actually afford to get them?
No, what they're doing is they're putting it towards the rich yuppie rubs is what they're doing. And
It's
those
ignorance.
same rich yuppie rubs are the ones that put them on marketplace a year later because they lost their ass, but they got enough money where they can take that loss.
Or they just bought it outright to begin with and took it out for the summer, and then they decided they didn't look cool. They looked stupid, so they got to sell it.
Right, Steve? Nothing worse than wrenching your knee when something, when you try to kickstart and miss that gear. I've done that a lot on that Triumph, trust me.
That used to be the best time of my life, was watching you start that bike.
And I
That was
hated
like the
doing it
best.
every time.
And then if if it didn't kick over the first time, the words that used to come out of your mouth was fabulous.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, I had some choice words when it wouldn't start on the first hit.
Mm-hmm. You're like, the look on your face was always priceless. I'd get a good giggle.
That Corp, it won't matter unless a bunch of people jump in to break it up anyways. I'm out. Just reality of street smart. You got that right, man. You know, that's the problem with them. They never have anybody that's actually ridden a bike is part of the lifestyle. You just look at your damn board with Harley. None of them ride. They're all freaking business nerds, and they can't even do that right. Come on. The last CEO they brought in was a shoe salesman from Puma. Tell me how he's going to relate to somebody like us.
And those shoes are definitely not the ideal brand to wear when you ride a bike.
I don't know, unless you're in California.
Well, I mean, yeah.
What is that, by the way? Everybody on the West Coast and the East Coast should wear gym shoes. It's only us in the Midwest that wear
bust
boots.
out the boots. I have no idea.
I guess that's their fashion, I guess, back there.
It's their thing. They all wear those, what do you call the high tops and
Converse and all that stuff.
Are they also the ones wearing the Crocs, though?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Steve says you're sadistic.
Me? No. Only a little. Only a little. They're not, I like that one, Nike bikers.
Yeah, Nike bikers. That's what they are in Australia, man. There's some weird people over there.
Grumpy bastard. Bunch of Jax Teller wannabe chumps.
Yeah, you got about that right, man. Wearing the freaking the shirt and stuff is I wear that all the time, but not that. Not
you know what amazes me though? It cracks me up because like in the 80s, Converse were like cool if you were on a skateboard.
I remember that.
Because I'm not going to lie, when my older brother got married, he walked down the aisle and all his groomsmen, they were all wearing Converse. Because they were all skateboarders.
They said the dealer inventory was down 17% at the end of 2025. That's so they can match demand. So that tells you how bad it really is if they got to cut their dealerships off by 17%.
Well, and it's like they can sit there and piss, moan, and complain about the tariffs, but that's their own problem. They can get the aluminum and stuff like that right here in the U.S. They just choose to get it overseas.
Very true.
True. What they can't say they're doing it to save money, because you're not saving money. You're spending $50,000 for last year alone in tariffs because of the fact that you're getting it from outside the U.S. Get it within the U.S. That'll ixnay the tariffs, because they're estimating over $75,000 for 2026 alone for tariffs. and get rid of that cost. It'd be a hell of a lot cheaper in the U.S.
I think it's 50 million.
Well, 50 million. Yeah, you're right. It's 50 million. And then they're estimating over 75 million for this year. Okay. Cut that cost. Get it in the US. The plants are open. Do it.
Yeah,
built in the US.
It's just American steel.
I mean, you're marketing your bikes as built in the US. Okay. What does that mean? You're putting Lego blocks together in the US? Is that what we're doing?
What's up, Mikey?
The parts aren't from here, but we're going to put it together here. So that calls it built in the U.S.
No. Well, sick. I don't know if they can really bring back the mom and pop bike shops anymore.
A lot of those closed.
Most of the ones that are doing it are the graybeards. The younger kids ain't really working on the bikes. And with the technology, my God, it's out of this world. You know, I do a lot of work on cars and trucks and stuff, and the technology on that is just freaking unreal.
Well, and if you think about it, sad as it is, back during COVID, that's when all the mom and pop joints went out of business.
Yeah, not only that,
if not before then,
businesses.
I mean, the United States lost a lot of good people and a lot of good businesses due to that COVID freak out.
Same with most vehicle manufacturers. They are assembled in America.
Yeah, they're assembled, but the parts aren't from here.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny about Harley, man? They push that American-made stuff, but they source parts from China. So, you know, when people, I remember in the old days, they used to bash on you if you had a Honda or something. You know, they used to have the Honda freaking demolition and all that stuff, but now the Honda is more American than the Harley is.
Yeah, definitely. My friend bought a yeah, I was just about to read that.
Yeah, he bought read that.
My friend bought a 25 Scout Bobber and he paid $17,500, about fell on the floor.
I'd have freaking had a heart attack.
Hey, you go on Marketplace, you can get 3 bikes for about that price.
That's what you know what? I have to admit something about me. I can't understand why people don't go used and go new, because as soon as you pull them off the damn parking lot, you lose your ass and you're mostly underwater on the loan. That it's just crazy to me. You know, I was seeing some fat boys. See, I'm an Evo guy. I love Evos because you'll pull an engine off on the side of the road, and they're like bulletproof. Evos are. So I'm looking and seeing Evos at freaking $4,000 right now. But you get big twins too.
Well, and the best part of it is like I've seen you looking on Marketplace, and you'd be surprised how low the mileage is on a lot of the bikes that are on there too. Because why? Because they were one-hit wonders and they didn't ride them again.
Yeah, Toyotas are more American made than Chevy or Ford. You got that right. And you're right, Sick. The tech requirements are really not doable for small shops anymore. Proprietary software in the shop. You know, we could only do certain things at the shop because you need the computer, you need the software. And that's one thing that is bullshit, if you ask me, is they're having a monopoly where people have to bring your cars to a dealership instead of regular techs off the street.
You can respond to that last one.
Steve is bulletproof. Why are you working on it on the side of the road? No, man, you're thinking early years, man. Early years. The Evo is bulletproof. You know, the reason why I said working on it on the side of the road, something happens, boom, you just need a tool, your tool bag, and that you can use on every one of them damn parts. It's easy as hell to work on. Where if you get into the Milwaukee 8, you got all the electrical BS with it, and it's harder to work around with that in an emergency.
Yeah, in emergency situations.
But with an Evo, just like the old freaking Fords and Chevys, man, you had working room. You just needed fuel tools to get what you needed to get done. You know,
Makes it a
now
lot
with
easier.
Harley, and yeah, you got to go where the tech has to go, you know, to keep up with competitors and stuff. But that's reason why a lot of mom and pop shops can't work on them anymore. Just like I said, in automotive, we couldn't work on a lot of shit.
You do what you can with what you got.
Oh, I know,
Sometimes,
pro fuck,
but
but
go
I
ahead.
think the monopoly that these technicians are taking, uh, dealership and manufacturer wise, should be illegal. That's just me.
Well, and if you think about it, it's 10 times more expensive bringing your vehicle or your bike to the dealership to get repaired than it would be at a mom and pop.
Well, if you look at me, I got what, $20,000 worth of tools,
Yeah.
and half of them aren't any good on the newer cars.
No. Mm-mm.
And that even goes with brakes, with your emergency braking, having to freaking reprogram and all that stuff. It's crazy.
It's true.
So
Every time
go ahead.
when you were working in the shop, and every time I turned around, you had to buy a new tool because the tools you had didn't work for what you needed.
Yeah, it was crazy. Thank God for Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, and it's like that's why you have as many tools as you do, because every time you turned around, you had to get something else.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. The amount of stuff you have to get. I feel sorry for new techs coming up because the money they got to spend. You got to put at least $5,000-6,000 into a basic kit just to get going, and
I
that
know.
ain't even including your specialty tools. And that's
I mean,
what a lot of mom and pop shops would face with motorcycles as well. And
Steve,
then again,
that's
the
why
software. Come on.
Steve says that's why my wife used to say you do what you can with what you got.
Well, yeah, but well, when you're in a professional setting like I was, because now I just do it out of my own, you know, stuff. It's you make more money that way if you stick to the basics and stuff. But when I was running the shop, I was seeing guys, hitting that Snap-on truck or that Matco truck. I wanted to smack the shit out of them.
Well, and if you think about it too, Steve, yeah, labor charges about $150 an hour at his local Harley Davidson dealer. Yeah, and then you're going to pay double the price for the part.
Yeah, 150 they're charging labor at a freaking dealership. That's freaking a labor charge at a full blown, ASE freaking master mechanic makes that. Yeah, that's freaking ridiculous. $150 an hour.
Yeah.
$100 I can see, but 150, that's just highway freaking robbery right there.
Well, and then you think about it, if you get the part through them, through the dealership, it's twice as much as if you went and got the part on your own.
Yeah,
And a lot of
most of the time you
dealerships,
walk to the counter, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. They got the deer in the headlights.
and most dealerships won't let you supply the parts. You have to
hell
get,
no.
you like, I know mom and pop joints, if you provide the parts, they'll put it on for you. But at dealerships, they won't do that.
No, they'll throw you a freaking excuse. Well, we can't warranty it. And
Yep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you do the job right, it'll be fine, jackass.
The Avenger says electronics, worst thing to happen to bikes.
Yeah, they would. Especially newer bikes. That's why I sent an Evo, man. Bulletproof. Didn't have that much crap on it. And work on the side of the road. Pull that engine out.
All I know is Hollywood, your garage would be a mechanic's dream.
Yeah, I know. One of these days, what I'll do is I'll go and do a video of everything I got. And I got so many damn toolboxes in there filled up. I don't got just one. I got, what is it, 3?
3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do a walk around how they do their shop walk arounds, show you what I got in my shop.
Oh, I love those next comments.
Go
God forbid you void your warranty by having anyone other than the dealers to touch it. That's true.
You know what? That it was a big lawsuit where I think Harley got screwed on that one because they lost that. They were trying to do that where if anybody else other than the dealership worked on the bike, that it wouldn't be covered. I think they lost that.
Fumes. My local shop charges Harley prices and do goodwill work.
A lot of them do. And that's the reason why that is a lot of your old tech heads are leaving, and these kids, come out of UTI? They don't know what they're, or MMA, whatever the hell it is.
UTI sounds like a freaking pee problem.
You know, that school.
I know it is.
Mechanics, MMI or whatever it is. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yo mama's house. The Snap-on man does have nice socks on their truck, though.
Hey, don't get me wrong, man. I'd like to have a Snap-on hat, but I ain't buying your damn tools. Not when you can go get the Icon over at Harbor Freight's the same damn thing. They make it in the same freaking factory.
And it's like a third of the cost.
Prices.
It's a third of the cost. I see the Snap-on truck every day at the automotive shop right next to my work. And it's like, dude, how do you guys afford that? It's expensive.
Charles, you know, about the electronics on autos. Me work on a live wire, dude, I'd blow it up. I'd blow it up. I wouldn't even touch it.
Fume says those AVO pills are good for them UTIs.
Got that right. Get some penicillin. I don't know, man. There's some stuff out there nowadays that, you know, it'd make you get sickly dick. I don't know, man. Screw that. There's some, it's so bad that even antibiotics don't work.
Oh,
what's
my
up,
goodness.
Detroit in the house, man. What's up, Detroit?
Oh, man. That's hilarious.
What else we got on news? I think we got a dealer closer, don't we?
Yeah, the oldest Harley Davidson dealership in the United States is closing its Sunbury location, and its new owners consolidate operations to their Columbus dealership. The company announced it on February 24th. The closing follows Ricart Automotive's decision to sell its Faro Harley Davidson dealership to the Shipper family, which owns and operates 6 other motorcycle dealerships across the Midwest.
Yeah, that ain't working. Having 6 dealerships now.
So the Faro North dealership in Sunbury operated in Central Ohio for 20 years. A dealership employee will contact customers who have ordered items from their store for their motorcycles there. Orders will be filled at the Faro East location in Columbus, according to their most recent social media post.
You got that right, Road Rage, man. You think they're the holy grail, the freaking Snap-ons. Let's buy a wrench for $500. That's why I used to slap my mechanics over the head. I did. Anytime that Snap-on guy came near the bays, I'd like, sit your ass in that truck. Don't you come in here. And I'd make the mechanics go out there.
You're like, nah, he can't come in the building.
No. I did, man. I was like, mechanics, go out there and talk to him.
Well, what cracked me up when the Snap-on guy came, because he kept trying to push the torque wrenches, which we had multiple torque wrenches because we were dealing with a lot of tires when you had your shop.
Right.
And the cost of one of his torque wrenches was so outrageously priced. You're like, I'll be right back. And you went to Harbor Freight and bought a torque wrench and came back and compared it to the one that he was selling. Identical.
He wanted what was it, $700 calibrated, and I got mine for like $250, $300.
And you still have it.
I'm a huge Harbor Freight guy. I'm huge. Harbor Freight is awesome to me.
Chinatown knows how to use a torque wrench.
Chinatown knows how to work on a car. She learned, man. She knows
I can remove spark plugs and spark plug wires. Yes, I can. I'm not that shabby with it.
Commander, my friends and I are assembling electronics in my dad's garage. We blew a fuse and smoke filled the garage. What's up, so loud? What's up, Daniel? An 89 Electra. There you go. But yeah, I wouldn't work on no live wire. Hell, I don't even like working on the newer bikes. No. And as far as vehicles are concerned, it just depends. You got freaking Teslas coming in now. I remember working on a Tesla. I was like, dude, all we can do is the brakes and the freaking tires. There's nothing else we can do to your damn freaking car. I'm not taking that battery out and getting shocked. There's a whole procedure that you got to do to take a damn battery out of a Tesla. And the batteries are like, what was it? 7,000 for a battery. You got to be specialized and all that. Screw that, man.
Yeah, Steve Kegel is a pretty nice location. They've got a restaurant there, but like I was saying earlier in the show, they've only got about 10 bikes on the floor.
Yeah. Well, he's talking about them being the
oldest,
longest running family owned.
Yes, they are. It's a nice store, and it is very family oriented. And when you walk in there, depending on if you're a dude or a chick, though, the girls get more attention than the guys do. Just saying.
They do.
They approach me right away when we walk in there, but not Hollywood. They only approach him now because they know who he is.
You know what I should do is wear, because I got some camera glasses. Wear some glasses and just do a video on how different Harleys treat you. If you don't look like a rub, you ain't getting no damn service.
I think the one where you got the worst treatment was Woodstock.
Oh, I hate Woodstock. You guys can, yeah.
That was the worst one.
Freaking morons.
They were jerks there.
Well, they hate club guys there. They
hate them. Hollywood, it's MIT, not UTI.
Whatever. No, UTI, Universal Technical Institute.
Yeah.
That was the automotive.
Yeah, that's like here.
No, they're not here anymore. Not in Illinois. That's Lincoln Tech is here.
Yeah.
I'm not buying new. I've got too much money in my bike. I'm just going to put a stage 4 in his 107 Road Glide. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Oh, anyway, Monday and Friday, right here, we're going to be having some fun. Thanks for joining us, all that good stuff. Don't forget to join the Throttle Club over here on Insane Throttle. Check that out. Have some fun. We'll talk to you later, guys. Rock on. It was a great conversation. China did kick ass. You kept up. She's a tech head, I'm telling you. You'd never know it. Even when she knocks her head on a damn freaking fan. Idiot.
Shut up. Why you gotta make fun of me?
Tell
Ceiling fan. What? One of the cats threw up all over the cat tree. I told my son to bring me the step stool, and not paying attention and realizing, hey, China, the light's on. So that means the ceiling fan's on. I stood up on the step stool and got nailed right behind my left ear by the ceiling fan last night. Yeah.
Only my woman.
Yeah.
That's what I said to myself. I just said, you know what? I can't believe she just did that. No way.
Yeah. It kind of hurt.
Unbelievable.
Kind of hurt.
Catch you guys later.